long-lost breakfast pizza. Look at that. Are you kidding? This special pizza is like a classic American omelet with a little touch of Napoli. I salute it. I salute your slice. To know that this is something that generally the public has not seen in over 3.5 decades is so amazing. You know I have to taste it.
Of course.
Oh, hello, gorgeous.
Okay, a breakfast pizza is what that was. Okay, well, again, that was a sneak peek. Our next guest, he's sitting here next to me. I'm so curious about what we just saw, but he's eating his way through the decades, if you will. Yes, History Channel's new show, Adam Eats the 80s, continues to satisfy our culinary curiosity as he's done for many years with shows like Man vs. Food and The Food That Built America. Everybody, food guru Adam Richman is here. And
thank you.
Okay, eating your way through a decade, that pizza we just saw, that's something that they haven't made in 30 years?
That's right. That's right. Domino's made 2 breakfast pizzas for 6 months only in test markets in 1985, and they discontinued it because it was a logistic nightmare.
I never necessarily associate food with certain decades, if you will. So it's not necessarily the foods, or is it the brands, or what exactly are you going after?
It's everything. I mean, the decade of the 1980s was such a dynamic decade in general, but there were huge strides taken in the food world. You had Reagan saying you could advertise directly to children. You had ranchers selling off massive amounts of cattle because they had carried debt over from the 70s, so chicken found its way onto fast food menus.
Wow. You mentioned nostalgia. You had a couple examples you doing just for us. Now, what is this? What's...
So what you got there is an Auntie Anne's pretzel. And what's so cool is, and I love the entrepreneurship, that's, you know, because 80s is when some of the biggest brands emerged. So Auntie Anne herself had a farmer's market stand, wanted to move into a mall. The mall manager in Lancaster, Pennsylvania said, "You're insane. Nobody's going to want to buy a pretzel. Here's a little crappy location by the parking lot entrance. No one's going to..." But the smell was so strong that it blew up, and he ended up not only eating his words, but he bought a franchise.
Well, now, this was an 80s creation?
80s creation.
I did not realize that.
As was Nerds Candy.
From the 80s?
From the 80s. And what's so cool about this is I met the 2 scientists. We filmed with them who created it. The company behind it bought the Wonka brand, so they wanted to create all the Wonka candies from the movie. They had the Everlasting Gobstopper, big spheres of death candy, and he realized the little broken bits in the bottom of the machine could be coated and made into another candy. His kids named them Nerds, and these little drawings on it, the graphic designer used to doodle them on his desk blotter and on his calendar, and they're like, that would be great, it even looks like the candy.
Who knew?
So that's an 80s one.
And what's the last
one? As was this one, Orange Chicken from Panda Express. And what's so crazy for me was like that one guy actually invented orange chicken. Like I thought it had just like been around like the tides and the moon. But a chef named Andy Cow developed it for it was actually the Panda Inn. It was a restaurant in Burbank, and the Glendale Galleria approached him and said, could you do a scaled down version? And Panda Express exploded, and actually they became the #1 user of broccoli crowns in the world, and they sell, I mean, thousands, if not millions, of pounds of orange chicken every year.
But that is an 80s creation.
80s creation.
I had no idea.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.